Alright, today I'm filming this video almost as a plea to each of you, and that is to stop trying to fix everything in your life. Now, a lot of you are going to be like, well, isn't that what your channel's all about? Isn't that what you talk about doing all the time? Let me explain. But before I do so, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Carson. I started this channel basically as a way to talk about the lessons I'm learning, the mistakes I'm making in an event, to hopefully make sure you don't make those same mistakes and become the best version of yourself just a little bit faster. Brady's gonna be going crazy this video. So, everyone who is on self-improvement, this video is gonna hit pretty close to home to you. And that's because naturally, we are the type of people where it's like, oh my gosh, I have this wrong with me, I can improve this area, I can improve this area. And we put so much pressure to try and fix everything and make things as perfect as possible. But here's the problem with that. We get so overwhelmed in the act of thinking about everything that we need to do that we have no mental capacity to actually do the thing. So in a previous video, I talked about how people will talk about their goals and get the dopamine hit from talking about their goals instead of actually doing their goals. This is kind of along those same lines, except we get a mental drain because of how much we are talking about things that by the time it comes around to actually doing the thing, we don't have the time nor energy to make it happen. So let's take an example of this. So let's say you right now are like, okay, well, I really want to build a better body. I want to achieve my dream body, but I don't have the discipline and this, and this to do it. Then you start going to the gym and start trying to build your dream body. But then you're like, oh my gosh, I want to become more social. But on top of that, I want to develop and earn more money. I want to develop the skills to earn more money. And we start thinking about all of these areas in our lives where we are lacking, quote unquote. And the reason we get so many of these urges is not because naturally at a core we find extreme value in these things. The problem is we see all these other people on social media who have these things, and it plants a seed in our head of, oh my gosh, I want to do that. Oh my gosh, that looks really cool. I can't believe they did that. I want to try doing that. And it keeps stacking up these small little wants, all these small little seeds that are planted in our head. And instead of like way back in the day, we didn't have as many external factors that almost drove us to have wants. We only knew our tight little circle. But now we can see so many different people who have achieved so many different things in their lives, and we can take the little bits and pieces from each of them that draw any sort of interest in our own lives, in our heads, and it makes us just want to fix everything at once. But that is going to overwhelm you. The more and more things that you have wants to try and achieve, the less time and focus you're going to be able to give to each of them. And here's the problem. Let's say, you have 100% energy and focus that you can give in a single day, right? I want to ask you something. If you were putting 100% of that focus to one thing, chances are you would probably see some amazing results. But every time you add a new want, a new desire that you're working towards, that splits your focus. So then it's 50-50. And then it splits again, 25, 25, 25, 25, and it keeps going. The more and more that you focus on, the more and more that's your priority, diverts your focus more and more from other things. So here's how I want you to look at it. Instead of, okay, I want to do this, this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, I'm going to try to do all of it every day. Make a priority list. Say, okay, in an ideal world, these are the things I want to get better at to become the best version of myself. I want to go to the gym. I want to develop the skills to earn more money. I want to become more social. I want to become more affable. Then make a priority. Okay, so for me, let's say building a dream body is number one. And then becoming more affable, then more social, and then developing more money. Now, instead of just throwing yourself in the ring of fire and trying to do everything all at once, you can take things a little more systematically and say, okay, I'm going to start with the body. I'm going to do research to figure out what I need to do to develop my dream body. Then I'm going to build system and habits in place to make sure I can do that. And then, once I get to a point, not where I've achieved my dream body, but where I have the systems in place that it's going to be inevitable for me to achieve it eventually, now you can move on to the next step, and so on and so forth. This is going to make your brain, first of all, be able to give all of your focus to it. But second of all, not be like, what the frick is going on right now? I'm mentally drained from just trying to think about and organizing all of these things, and I can actually just focus on action. So, for you watching this video, I can almost guarantee that you have a list of 50 things that you want to improve in your life. Sit down, list them all out on a piece of paper, and mark them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, to figure out what the number one thing that you want to fix right now is, and what's going to help you become the best version of yourself the fastest. So, a little bit of a different one that hits kind of close to home to me recently. I apologize if I'm talking weird this whole video. I have a canker, so it's a little hard to talk. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a hard time with this, I actually just barely opened up Elevate completely for free. There's a free version, there's a paid version as well, to be fully transparent, but there is a free version. So if you need help with this, first thing I want you to do, go down to the description of this video, take the quiz. It takes about a minute. It's required to get into Elevate. Take that quiz. Once you do so, it's going to have a little prompt that takes you over to Elevate where you can join for free. I'm inside of that community basically every single day. If you have questions on this, you can drop them in there. Me and the other members of the community will help you out. It's a very, very good place to start if you're trying to find like-minded people to help you achieve your goals. So I hope this helps. I'm having a hard time talking, so I'm going to end this one here a little bit shorter. But ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you tuning in. As always, I have more videos to come, so subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.